All right, boys. So this is for the prediction league, obviously. I'll be posting a video every Thursday and Tuesday to either the group chat or a private YouTube channel type thing. And basically, what those videos are going to be: Thursdays are going to be our predictions for the week, and Tuesday will be tallying up the totals and seeing who was right, who was wrong. So I guess this is kind of like a really late one. I'm probably only going to get this done. Probably send it out Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yeah. So I guess we can just hop right into it. So this game already happened, but we'll still cover it, and like it hasn't happened yet. Falcons at Eagles. It's a 5-2 split between my dad. So for the Falcons, my dad, CJ, Houston, Teague, and Zach predicted for the Falcons, and me and Justin were the only two for the Eagles. That game's a toss-up, honestly. I mean, it was a toss-up. Pretty much it came down to the last play, but we'll act like it didn't happen. So the first game for Sunday, tomorrow, is Bills at Ravens, and it's another 5-2 split. We have Caleb, Chris, Justin, Teague, and Zach for the Ravens, and then CJ and Houston are the only two going for the Bills. And what I'm going to try to do, I don't know, I haven't even opened my editing software because this is the first video I'm making, but I'm going to try to get like up here, like around this vicinity, to get the two opposing team, or like the two teams going against each other for the game, and then down here I'll have like our predictions, like just 7 boxes, and just put like our names and then the team logo, who we picked that week for that game. So yeah, with that, we move on to the next game, which is Jaguars at Giants. The Giants get Odell back. They have Eli Manning still at quarterback, kind of washed up, honestly. They have Evan Ingram returning. They have a decent wide receiver. They have a decent offense. But then again, Jaguars have a really, really good defense with Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye, Calais Campbell, just to name a few. And then the offense looks a little shaky, but with Leonard Fournette, I think they'll get the job done. So I went Jaguars. Chris went Jaguars. CJ went Jaguars. Houston went Jaguars. Justin went Jaguars. Zach went Jaguars. The only person that went Giants was Teague. Don't know what he was thinking. He probably was given a case of it at birth. So yeah, 6-1 for that so far. Buccaneers Saints. This one isn't really a contest. I think out of all the games this week, besides Rams at Raiders, this is going to be the most blowout that we see this week. All seven of us predicted Saints. Yeah, Buccaneers just don't have the team, and the Saints look to be another powerhouse again in the NFC. Texans at Patriots is the next game. We have another 5-2 split. We have Caleb, Chris, Houston, Justin, and Zach going for the Patriots, with CJ and Teague predicting Texans. Now, this game is a little hard to predict because, I mean, the Patriots are the Patriots. They're always going to be good, at least until Brady and Belichick retire. But the Texans, we saw what they could do last year with Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, that deadly matchup. And again, you have, on the defense, you have Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt with the pass rush. And then you add Tyrann Mathieu to that secondary. That's going to be deadly. And you have a Lamar Miller as a running back. I mean, Will Fuller as a second slot guy. That's a pretty decent team going against a Patriots team that might not live up to the expectations this year. I think this one might be a little bit of a toss-up, but yeah, I went Patriots, and clearly 4 of you agree with me. 49ers Vikings. Now, honestly, I was a little bit surprised with it being a 7-0 Vikings prediction for us. With all the hype that the 49ers were getting with Jimmy G being like the second coming of Christ, basically, for that San Francisco team. They still have questions all around the board. That defense hasn't been pretty good since, 2012, when it was just a powerhouse. But I think with Jarrett McKinnon out for the season, that hinders them a lot in what they were going to do. They're going to be forced to pass the ball a lot. So Vikings 7-0 for us. Next game is Titans at Dolphins, and this one actually probably with Rams at Raiders and Buccaneers at Saints. This is going to be a blowout, I think. I predicted Titans, and all of you agree with me. This not really much to say about this one, except Ryan Tannehill's pretty much the only player worth looking at on that team. Kenyon Drake, he's unproven. I don't know what he has to offer, but until we see it, I got to go with Titans. Bengals at Colts, Justin's team. We have, let's see, 5-2 split again. We have Caleb, Chris, Houston, Justin, and T going for the Colts, with CJ and Zach going for the Bengals. This is one of those games where it's a toss-up. There's 3 or 4 games this week that are kind of iffy, where they can go either way based on how they play. But I went Colts, just because, honestly, I think Andrew Luck is gonna be back and better. He feels good. He's got that luck to T.Y. Hilton is deadly if it goes right. I mean, there's still a lot of question marks, especially on that defense and especially on that O-line. But if that O-line can keep Luck relatively clean, then I think they'll outlast the Bengals. Andy Dalton is mediocre. They have A.J. Green, which is the only player worth anything on that team right now. So, yeah, I'll take the Colts. Steelers at Browns. I say in past years it's unsurprising to have a 7-0 prediction against the Browns, but with this year, with all the hype, kind of similar to the 49ers, I was figuring at least one or two, like maybe Zach or CJ, would be stupid enough to take the Browns, but it looks like all 7 of us will take the Steelers. Hey, Carson, are you taking the Steelers or the Browns? He's taking the Browns, everybody. Carson Gregler, you heard it here first. The Browns are starting out the year 0-1. I lied. 1-0. All right. All right. We'll bring on my guest. We have a guest here. NFL expert analyst Carson Gregler will be joining us for this segment of Carson's Picks. So, Carson, we're not going to bring you on for the next 3 picks. We'll have you. We'll do a certain game for you. I'll save one of the games for you. But the next game is Chiefs at Chargers. Now, with all the hype surrounding the Chargers this year, and Patrick Mahomes starting at quarterback, you have nobody on that defense. No Justin Houston, no Eric Berry. You don't have Marcus Peters. You don't have so their D lineman, really good. I forget him, but they don't have him. That's good. That's an awful defense, a makeshift defense against a very potent Chargers offense with Rivers, Allen, Gordon, Tyrell Williams, Mike Williams, Travis Benjamin. It's a deadly team with an improved offensive line with a Pro Bowl in left tackle in Russell Okung, a really good center in Mike Pouncey with that offseason acquisition. And yes, Joey Bosa's out. That does raise some question marks, but I don't think it's going to raise enough question marks to make me pick the Chiefs over the Chargers. So I'm going Chargers, and all of you agree with me. Chargers 7-0. Next game is Seahawks at Broncos. Now, Carson, we're going to bring you on for this game. This is going to be the Carson's Pick of the Week. Carson, the reason I picked you for this game was when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, you were a Seahawks fan, right?
Yep.
When the Broncos won the Super Bowl, you're a Broncos fan, right? So it's your 2 former favorite teams pitted against each other in Week 1. I'm going to ask you your professional opinion on who's going to win. Give me why your team is going to win. Who do you pick? Who's your pick?
Broncos.
You're picking the Broncos. Why? Why are you picking the Broncos?
Because of the interception that Russell Wilson threw in the Super Bowl.
Ooh. Carson says, I don't know. He has some question marks about Russell Wilson's accuracy, maybe? Is that it?
Yeah.
And I'll have to... CJ and Houston are the only ones that agree with you, unfortunately. It's another 5-2 split with Caleb, Chris, Justin, Teagan, Zach picking the Seahawks for this game. For me, I picked the Seahawks just because that with the Broncos offense, Case Keenum, was he a one-time thing? He was really, really good in Minnesota last year for the Vikings. But will he do that with Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas? You don't know. Their running back, Royce Freeman, he looks promising, but until I see that offense together in an actual game, I don't have enough confidence in the Broncos to pick the Broncos. So I'm going to go Seahawks. All right, for Cowboys at Panthers. It's another 5-2 split with I think the Cowboys they got a shot. They really do. If they were their old selves with Zeke and Dak, their first season together, they went 13-3 and only lost in the divisional round to Green Bay when they kicked the field goal, 34-31. They drove down the field. Late in the game, the Cowboys had a shot, I think, at a Super Bowl berth at least. But right now, with no Dez, with no Jason Witten, your number one receiver is Terrence Williams. Your defense, Sean Lee, is always injury prone. You're not gonna. I don't think that defense and offense combo is enough to generate enough to, honestly, as much as it pains me to say it, a very good Panthers roster. Their front seven is one of the deadliest in football, with Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, freaking Keenan. What's his stupid name? Freaking D lineman. Short. K1. K1 really tall. I don't think that the Cowboys have, and let's talk about the offense. You got Christian McCaffrey. You have Torrey Smith as a new number one receiver. In a decent offense, he's not going to be the number one, but I don't think their passing game has to be as strong as some other teams have to be. You have C.J. Anderson and now, and then Christian McCaffrey. That's a pretty decent dual threat in the backfield with the rookie DJ Moore. I like his speed. I like his athleticism. And Cam Newton, he has not proven to me, and I will ride it to the day I die. I still don't trust Cam Newton to get it done. I don't. He's inconsistent. He's had an MVP year. His stats were amazing. Over 3,000 passing yards, over 1,000 rushing yards, and 45 touchdowns total. That's a great season. That's an MVP season, honestly, and I'll say it here. But he hasn't proven to me that he can do that multiple times, so that's why I'm iffy. But against this Cowboys team, I do like them. I do like the Panthers, but they're in a really tough division this year. Before this game, I like the Panthers. Let's see who agrees with me. Caleb, Chris, Houston, Justin, and Teague, not surprisingly, pick the Panthers. CJ and Zach. CJ has been one of the minority pickers, always picking the upset. Makes me question whether he knows about football or not. Yeah, it's a 5-2 split there. All right, enough about that game. Redskins at Cardinals. This, I think, is the biggest toss-up of the week. We have a 4-3 split between us. The Cardinals have Sam Bradford as a new quarterback. The Redskins have Alex Smith as their new quarterback. It's the battle of the two new quarterbacks. You have a new head coach coming into Arizona with Bruce Arians retiring. I don't think the Cardinals team is strong enough to get it. Larry Fitzgerald, they have wasted that man's career, and I feel bad for him because right now, besides Antonio Gates, Larry Fitzgerald is the most deserving of a ring that doesn't have one. I think him and Gates are right up there, number 1 and 2. Honestly, you can flip-flop them. I don't care. But those two deserve a ring bad. And I don't think this won't be the year, and he'll never get one. I'm picking the Redskins in this one. And Houston, Justin, and Teague agree with me, with Chris, CJ, and Zach picking the Cardinals, as well as Carson. Carson just picked the Cardinals, too. He trusts them. Bears at Packers is the next game. That's our Sunday night game. Packers with Aaron Rodgers, they're a beast. I mean, you can't stop Aaron Rodgers. He's the best athlete, or not the best athlete. He's the best all-around player in the National Football League right now. Definitely the best quarterback. I think the best overall player, most impact. I mean, look at him. You're 13-3 with him. You're 12-4 with him. He gets injured, you go 8-8, 7-9. I don't know what it was. It was one of those two. But you need him on. You need a healthy Aaron Rodgers on that team. Yes, Jordy Nelson's gone, but he was plagued with injuries. I like Devontae Adams as that number 1 receiver. He's really decent. I like Jamal Adams in the backfield. He's a decent all-around back. He's not going to get you 40,000 yards every single play. He's not a Le'Veon Bell. He's not a David Johnson. He's not a Todd Gurley. He's not a Melvin Gordon. He's not every other lead back you can name. But he is reliable and he's tough, and I like that about him. Needless to say, the defense has question marks, but a Packers team with Aaron Rodgers, they won't lose. And all this hype around the Bears, signing Khalil Mack, oh, they're going to be the new monsters in the Midway. Not a big fan at all, honestly, of this Bears team. Everybody's hyping them up. They're saying 8-8, 9-7. I don't buy it at all. Mitch Trubisky, he went to UNC. There's no way he's going to be talented. I'm sorry. But that being like that, it's just Mitch Trubisky hasn't proved to me that he can be an elite playmaker in this league. Yeah, you signed Brandon Marshall. That as a number one, you really don't have anyone else. You have Roquan Smith as a linebacker. That's about it. Jordan Howard's I like Jordan Howard. He's probably my favorite player on that team. He's about the best player on that team besides Khalil Mack. But I don't trust him to get the job done. Caleb, Chris, Houston, Justin, and Teague picking the Packers. And, of course, guess who? CJ and Zach picking the Bears in the upset. All right, Monday Night Football on the last 2 games of the week. I'm running on 16 minutes here, so I'll end it shortly. Jets at Lions, CJ's team. Now, this Lions team, I'll start wrapping up my kind of wrap-up summary of the games shorter now that I just realized we have 6.5 minutes. But Jets at Lions, the Jets with Sam Darnold as our quarterback. He's good. I feel like he's going to be really good. He's probably going to be the best quarterback to come out of this draft. However, I like Matthew Stafford better right now. He's a really good quarterback. He's clutch. He'll come up in the clutch. That defense, both defenses, honestly, both running games, I don't trust either of them. It's really going to be who slings the ball the best, for me at least, and I think the Lions can outsling them. Lions, I have them. Chris has them. CJ has them. Teague has them. It's a 4-3 split. Houston, Justin, and Zach have the Jets in that game. And the last game of the week, don't really need to talk about this one. Rams at Raiders. Sure, it's in Oakland. Dude, Oakland sucks. Screw Oakland. They're never going to win ever in their entire lives. Rams, it's going to be a wash. Look for an all-LA Super Bowl this year. All 7 of us predict the Rams. And that's it for this week. Yeah, so I guess I'll edit it now. I got to figure out how to do that. I'll try to, like I said, I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to try to get these two, like, up here in this general vicinity, away team, home team, and then down here I'll have, like, Caleb, Chris, CJ, Houston, Justin, Teague, Zach, just down here, their names, and then the team's logo. Yeah, that's about it, and good luck, guys.